month. My her ladyship Dorinda Smith at a PhD. Yeah, I had a very wonderful person. Yeah, no, I come up so. Namishano. Na Penisu Kase, sometimes haste make waste. So people who are there, we out to me from so. I won't see a bonabas so in term there, but a beer. To your book some issues could have been properly, dealt with. Issues maybe has to do with documentation. Okay. Yes, admittedly, processor they filing certain documents, especially if it has to do with other countries. I think that because of the haste, my understanding, because of speed in our near painting, some of the process had to be truncated. Like, also a jumpy because you're painting with the abba. And we understand so be affected the whole proving case, And I think that even though we are trying to, I am pleading or asking, say, bit me, I hasty some of the cases. I'm also saying that haste make waste sometimes. So we should give some considerable amount of time for, authentication of some of these documentations. May try to understand certain things. Government in Germany, so from the embassy and people that are very close to the embassy. And I realized, when he said, Empress, Daddy Lumba, new Wumpa Sokrano, knows or fighting to finish the documentation of the last child.
Wow.
Yeah, the last child. But you said, okay.
The last child.
Last child. No, fighting to finish the passport of the last child.
The last child.
Because my sources told me, say, he had done it for 4 kids. But I said back home, expire. Then he had to renew it. See, all those 4 are supposed to have a German passport. Okay. But the very last one, when we, I said, Tama na asem why did not down. Na no free. I don't know if you say this is to say beer. You made to Safrena. The very last one when we. So I don't know how they're going to go about. But I'm just saying this, just so you know. Say I've made some checks. Now, the second thing I tried to understand was letter, the first letter of Fachemi. The first letter now, I'm saying about Antiago Siamodeba out to prove, say, indeed, records or what say, or ne Daddy Lumba, or Germany. We share letter now, me send this letter and so say, among share, is it possible, say, we know if Fikina now say, Obia doctor. Now, I'm check here and also HMs know signature now is Susan. Susan is a very powerful person in your embassy. Okay. So Susan, mama sign letter a fake. Okay. It's the easiest thing to have verified for that letter. And they say, you bet true or both for no alcohol because almost say ultra emailer because they cannot authenticate the sending email to such important information. I'm from out. It's too both for. Nakwaba. No, not baby. I say, it's emblem here, bullet is a German for emblem. And also, we've been creating organ. Okay. All these things could have been done. Okay. Judge Nensemo Ujina so Ejina Asama Mamiakusi Adikotu Nenu. Dear can say, Jen and I try to situate the letters now, Mammy Fatiba Boy. Letter Bass say, Oba onini kunatna onina worry for so many years. Na ye the letter beto abontin say wo kra na yes wo kunu kra wo no. Eti wo no se utie kra na say ye nkrata na odin ba nkra na nkra ni tia ne adomo. Na ya ni tia bro ase wo bu nipa na ni tia. Say enti sabio okonfo boni o atra yare fo po ama konfo pa beto say na ke be treat na na. Eti wo yes ana na o mani pa bofu. Tino no so be say or be person wo no onko penchiri mu no onko pe baby ebetimi aka na asema ma no the copy code so the copy code the first thing was to say ya hihye si e be ye but me pese obua na yetimi enya wenis epumasi bre ansani yakoye ye no ana ma me say oh ye no credit when the me pen pumasi bre amount but eye ne de me patcho unni to me so be kasem yenye ti no yen you free na mo koyo mo yi na me de me pen pumasi bre ne one and say so eye no credit won ko ane papa ye ɛyɛ no kura sɛ papa wo ware wo nkrataa mu na ebi a me pese me describe ordinance no
okay
ɛyɛ no kura so sɛ ɔware wo nkrataa mu dia na ne nyina so ɛtɔ so miensa sɛ ɔbaa foforo a wɔno so yɛ sɛ ɔyɛ yire no yɛntimi mfrɛ ne yire na de ɛtɔ so nan so sɛ abusua panyini a wo address ɔbaa foforo no sɛ ɔyɛ yire no nso onyai ɛna abusua panyini akyerɛma miahu baabi a saa sɛ ne firi ban sɛ ɔse ɔkɔfrɛ ɔdɔbroni asew nti afei ne ate baabi a saa paragraph no eko free ɛbae okay asɛm ɛda gyegye ni sɛ me pɛsɛ me hu sɛ me nkwa me ne yere ananya me nkwa me ne yere judge tie sɛm ɔse deɛ nka wo de bɛkyerɛ sɛ wo nkwa ne ɛware wɔ mmerɛ mu no one amfa ekwan a ɛwɔ fa so medical kyerɛ sɛ nke matam maybe and give it me a rectify amfa ekwan a ɛwɔ sɛ fa so two normally bi ade bae no yɛn hu ni sɛ ne ho ɔden saa normally bi ni den say yes marriage certificate with the 2 copies in the buy back different signatures and I'm thinking them allow say so mo worry 2004 whoever did the registration a signature be baso because some mommy at here say mo marriage certificate and yet to say dey ni bi the registrar ne a signature and also it is a nipa na or register our 2004 signature be ho na say na me see me pay a copy na se me pese ye authenticate mania said the oye ne na obesanye do oye 2004 so obviously you have to use different signatures. It's easy to verify but they needed time to have made this authentication to be sure because here in Germany it a bia sana ko say no and a bia so no yes I say worry no there was so yen and crater me there yen to name dear we any fear dear magia to Bassama Fifia warriors mamma. If you are Daddy, my Fifia warriors mamma.
The call say or Moncher say wine a year. Okay.
It's my Fifia midday say a year a warrior back when a bema main choir friend is saying a warrior back. So our really yet caught a warrior. It is a wasn't crat time they buy into me my young friend min say ya and a bomasem to go sorry go.
Okay.
Bomasem to go na sorry go. But who sabe castle oh what some no dear had a main fact because on crat and see name no yen comodie mu no ye hu say a worry will fee. Okay, I'm not interested in that one. Mid case I'm the buying and ya touching. I mean come fee. They are worried with you know, you know, Baba couldn't see dim come on, or so enua ba ekunu. Nimia ba ekunu. Any baby a dancing man, or banner so, mammy, or phantom. But nimia ba ekunu, the baby a dancing man, my judge crackers. Oh, on Quanson and a dance, dear, no crap, no crap for dear. Ah, mammy. That's all fast, so of us also be a reporter speech. That's all fast, also dear, see the quaffle. Of us Subeka say, yeah, mammy, and of another mammy, yeah, buyer, and the cans, any baby channel.
I know you say, yeah, you know, Timby.
But now we know,
or the say, or Nipana near Timno, but me a bobby. Yeah,
but no one know.
Yeah, no, oh, who's a penny sister,
okay,
penny.
So, next and you know, can a reporter speech. If you walk now, that will be
and Nuntina, say, as I'm okay, Minchawano, as I'm okay. Senka krata we kura papa ji sene ye genua enka saa asem na oka so no kwa be yekuna no ka ebi ono nkono kwa yekuna enti so we judge no so a me de na beka say efia ware no kura na omudi free nkrata mu ne niema mu ba no so we no kura wanye antuma no de consider no ma ne be tumi be ya warefo
eno na me dey come asem say ye no enam abusua panini ensem kayemu ena ma judge kofa sa ifia ware esem
na ediba
patrol tieni You are not fear warrior some kind of means me go in Jesus were free ordinance no so. And what be fear warrior
the people and were free so.
Oh, da.
German must see where is it?
Evangelist,
evangelist,
Mammy come as a blast. Yamishra. Yetini. Judge and Casso be a documented fake.
Judge and Casso be a documented.
Say, Obisi Judge Casso be documented.
There be no judge.
Or me and chain
lawyers.
I'm at minimum. It's a me bo judge.
Judge, I mean, Mundu judge did oh, yeah, the Nako, oh, the other question. Because the lawyers Rebecca Sava and son Abedru judge.
Over meaning the American. Okay, judgment. Judge and Casse will be a documented fake. Her challenge was procedure or the technicalities and the can answer
and some stamps.
Minimum, say me person me prove myself. Nasa ofa and lawyers as a super so prove your media. I'm going to bet to grow medium.
Okay.
It is a more cast of me document to ma. It is their right. It's their job.
Okay.
Me no money problem, but me no say me to prove it say. Documents no papa. Patron somehow that's it.
Take a picture.
No, but we've been sitting here for more than an hour, my dear.
Casa. A wall floor.
We could floor. If I'm over
Casa.
18 Judge, infantry or say one book document they say fake. The whole here. Because some year can want to say judge or document here fake and then a marriage certificate and a nipa signature and so there be. I check with the marriage certificate too. Oh, German embassy or no. And I'm saying indeed, their certificates are mostly inside a book you call a family book. I'm born French and I don't even know. It's if you want the original, you can extract that one from the book. And that one has got only the registrar's signature.
And both parties.
But some more be worried there. You must sign document. You are not your certificate.
Okay, that's it. So this is the original certificate.
It's in the way picture. I'll say this is how it is. But the for people not to be forging and reduplicating these things, periodically they change the style and the font.
Okay.
Patrioti. Periodically they change the style and the font. It's maybe I worry about 2004. You don't expect me I'm worried 2025. Yes, the end font standing na baby. It is if you go to court, and the lawyer and opposing lawyer can say, now we font yes, now we font yes, or you're right. But it means that almost no names say or almost so sound the end periodical. So, if we couldn't go through the process of making the embassy of Ghana, Ghana embassy in Germany to authenticate. Authenticate doesn't mean somebody stand by boso. But and they share Mrana or German. No, also the letter to certificate account. Say you are checking a deal with a deal way. It's genuine. But in your time, you're fair to. Now, you're fair to because it takes process. It takes time. It takes time.
The floor, Pacho.
And a BM so no, also medical certificate is always a stratified this family booking. Good. It is a year to me, and yes, after the Ghana embassy. What's the next process? Then you find somebody who understands this thing as a witness. Instead of finding Mr. Kantanka to explain traditional marriage, we should have found somebody to rather explain the German style of marriage and documentation. To that person would have made it easier to authenticate some of these things. But you saw what you say. It's a mistake. Baby, me observe. That's how I'm seeing it. That if we couldn't do the certification in Germany through the Ghana embassy, we needed to have found somebody here to do or help us to understand the process. German for the firm, so if you couldn't prove this, obviously the judge could throw your case out. Say, okay, when to me and prove case, I don't think your case has any value. But the only problem is who even asked her to go to the defense of saying, okay, that's it, their case. Oh, do what you have to my fine? You're worrying the customer. Oh, okay, fine. But catch yourself, validate the customary marriage. Because to her, that marriage was cancelled by this ordinance.
Yes. Oh, I
No, relax. To her, I am with you. me say to her and yet to the judge. Okay. To her and yet to the judge. It is a senka or percent or date or date customary account. What kind of case? Thank you. One fan kind of case. No, I'm talking to what was presented in court. And I make her say, customer has sent the name count. It's a judge, I think say, she's somebody that was trying to or tries to bring a peace. She said there was a penny peso. But I told her, if you stick to your law, kakra, it be a new piece be an will be a hianesa. Patrati I said. Say, okay, say, and to want me and authenticate mo document mo case no say wo be worry because wo be worry ni dia now ye under ordinance ye that case na go. You could have just said that now that's what dobro ni na men so or ye. Then you did it well. But you try to balance the sheet apart and then it becomes like then madam mama me wo fa wo ho adwena ansa na the case ye be case na but own the me queen na ya say Mammy, I don't think I beg you, baby. I say, we boy, are you with the sack? I was a born just to calm the 2 hours to calm the tension. It's also this one will give birth to speculations. That's what I'm doing now. Say it's oh, you're born you
no, the court. And not judges, the Moody Cowboy, no man, lawyers, and John, not judge crying. Also, about no tenum. Her ladyship, Dorinda Smith, Arthur, PhD, Ayena Juma. Yenya, any dem. Emrama kwine what you can do. Almost a year modern, they should enjoy it. But in this, even with this ruling, I don't see a loser and I don't see a winner.
Okay.
One, if she had struck the case out, Kamami Sewa, Mami Agusa Sewa, for a but she has made it by her ruling. I may pay a kind year on Monday or Tuesday. Say, oh no, yeah, we so yeah, and we'll to a busia for say, Bayanka, Momo Muminu, now we're not quite beginning na dear Nanka, who's a Namitiara Mecassa. Sankasa let another boomer meaning tia, maybe a carriga, a caddy daddy, Diakusi, Kawani, Namoko. So what I say,
and you're public. Yeah.
Empress, you are. Yamisha judge wati na onto nkwam emo bia ni natem na adwuma no waye na emum yenye de no yenso yemfa mra kwa so na yenkopɛ ɛho anoyi na yehwɛ di besi medase waye